Hello YouTube, SpeedSpider3 here, and today we are finally back with part 6, I believe it is, of my Blood Magic Spotlight. In the last episode, we covered how to make a Tier 5 altar, which is this. We covered demon summoning, and we covered the basic spell system. In this episode, we will be covering the complex spell system, one more little ritual, and teleposers. So let's start with the little ritual, and I know you guys are probably sick of rituals at this point, but rituals play a really big part in this game, so. Okay. Bind it, and then switch it to, we're looking for Ballad of Alchemy. Okay, let's move it back over here, kind of like this. So fill it in, it's going to look something like this. Then you're going to take a few chests. You'll need 3 total. I'm in creative, so I only need 1. You'll need 3 chests, a blood altar, and an alchemic chemistry set. Alchemic chemistry set. Is there something there? Okay. So place your alchemic chemistry set there. Then place a chest in all 3 of these spots. Then grab your weak activation crystal. Bind it to you. Activate and throw your blood altar on top. And I have particles off because my Minecraft is being unusually laggy even for my computer. So you've got this ritual active. Now you might be asking, what does it do? Well, this ritual allows you to automatically craft any alchemy components. So let's go with simple catalyst because they're pretty easy. So you'll need 1 simple catalyst, and then you'll need the components for it. Sugar, redstone, glowstone, and gunpowder. Sugar, redstone. That's not slowstone. What is slowstone? Glowstone and gunpowder. So you're going to take these and you're going to throw them into your input chests. And you'll throw what you want to craft into the altar. It'll start pulling stuff in. As you can see, it'll start populating it. And it should be pulling stuff out. Okay, well, once you've got that, you're going to want to take a blood orb of any kind. Just make sure it's bound to you. And throw it in there. And let me turn on my particles so we can see this. It'll start crafting. And then it'll output in there. And it'll just continuously craft up whatever you told it to craft in this blood altar. So this is really nifty because you're going to start needing a lot of alchemical components here in a little bit. So let's just end that. Yeah. So that's the Ballad of Alchemy. Now let's go over Teleposers real quick. Teleposer and these, and we'll probably want, nah, we're not going to want 2 of each. Let's just grab a second one of the enhanced. So Teleposers, pretty simple to craft. You'll need a teleposition focus, 6 gold, 2 ender pearls, and you'll get a teleposer. Then to get the weakest teleposition focus, you'll need an ender pearl and 2000 LP and a tier 4 altar. And you will need a teleposition focus in addition to 2 teleposers for this to work. So let's just get a couple of teleposers. Okay, that's pretty simple. What these do is pretty simple. You might be able to guess what they do by now. Bind your teleposition focus to you, bind it to a teleposer, and then put it in the inventory. What? And then put it in the inventory of a different teleposer. Now, Now activate a redstone signal on that teleposer, the one that has the teleposer in it. And it'll teleport it between them. Okay, that's pretty cool. You know. However, if we take that teleposition focus and upgrade it to an enhanced teleposition focus, like so, and throw that in there, and then just grab, like, say, I don't know, some glass and a chest. Well, if you do this, and remember, this can be anything, and then activate it, as long as you have the enhanced one, it'll teleport all of it, the entire 3x3x3 area. Inventories included. Now, that's pretty cool. However, what if I told you it teleported players, too? Okay. And making it two-way is actually pretty easy. You just need another position focus. And actually, that one's going to bind to that. And come over here. Now it's two-way. And you can press either button. You can press either button to teleport it. And it'll always switch whatever's on the two of them. So let's just put that there. See? So that's Teleposers, folks. And don't you ever forget that you can teleport players. And this does work on multi-block structures. Basically, this will work on just about anything. So the ranges are 1x1x1. The enhanced one is 3x3x3. The reinforced one, which is crafted like so, is 5x5x5. And finally, the demonic one, which is crafted like so, is 7x7x7. So that's pretty cool. I always get laggy when I'm playing with Teleposers. So let that lag just clear up a tiny bit. Usually goes away after a second or two. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, game. You're okay. You're okay. Calm down. Eh. Holy crap. You know what, I'm gonna relaunch Minecraft real quick. Okay, I'm back. That actually helped quite a bit. Now, what you guys have all been waiting for. The advanced spell system. So first off, let's go into Creative Mode Plus and load that. Ignore these are just so I can collect that stuff. So, the advanced spell system has a lot of different components, as you can see. It's got elemental paradigms, I think they're called. It's got the modifiers, it's got the spell shapers, it's got the upgrades, and it's got this. I actually do not know what this does. So the first thing you're going to need for this is a complex spell crystal, which is made by taking your regular old spell crystal, your unbound crystal, and mixing it in an alchemic chemistry set. That's going to be the first thing you need for this. Now you're also going to need at least one of these, any of the spell formers, and the melee aggregator is crafted like so. These are a whole bunch of pretty complicated things to get crafted together, so it's not exactly simple. It's not a simple process. It takes a little while. But you're going to need at least one of these. Okay. You're gonna need at least one of these, which are all kind of crafted exactly the same, just with different cores. And you can have a modifier, and you can have upgrades. So, let's go over what each of these do. Melee Aggregator makes your spell melee-based. The Tool Forger makes your spell a bound tool. The Self Augmenter makes your spell spell it casts on yourself, and the Particle Generator makes it ranged. Earth Former, Wind Generator, Crucible of Fire, Ice Maker. I think you can kind of guess what each of those do. And then the modifiers, Defensive makes it a defensive-based spell. Environmental makes it environmentally based. Offensive makes it offensive-based. And Default makes it, well, default. It basically resets it to having no modifiers. Holy crap. Am I seriously lagging again? Alright, hold on just a second, guys. Let me try and clear up this lag. Okay, I'm back. I think I got it cleared up. So why don't we look at a pretty simple spell. Let's just do, I don't know, Particle Generator, Crucible of Fire. So you're going to throw down your Generator and your Crucible of Fire next to each other. Then you're going to right-click your Particle Generator to change the output. And this side, with all the purple dots and such, that's your output. And then this is the back. Nothing happens with it. Then on the Crucible of Fire, the gray things are your input, the red ones are your output, and it's... Oh, that's right, I've got freaking infinite sand. Okay, so your input needs to match the output of the previous piece in your spell system. So we've got that thing's output going into that thing's input, the little gray ones, the ones on the bottom to start with. The output, or the input, is always on the bottom by default. The input is always on the top by default. No, wait. Input on bottom, output on top. So you shift right-click to move the input around. You right-click to move the output around. So now we've got a pretty simple spell. Now you want to make sure you've got your complex crystal bound to you, so you just right-click it. Then you're going to bind it to the first piece in your spell system, which will always be one of these four. It will always be one of these four. Now we've got a pretty simple little spell. Let me just spawn in a spider. As you might guess, since we've got a ranged fire spell, it's going to light him on fire. It's pretty simple. It's kind of neat, I guess. Well, that's kind of boring, so why don't we make it a bit better? Let's throw the environmental spell modifier on there. Shift right-click the output to match the input of the last, you know what I mean. Well, now, let's try this. Now it just does damage. Interesting. Kind of useless. Alright, what about defensive? I don't even fully comprehend the spell system yet, guys, so... Oh my. It appears it auto-smelts blocks in the world. Oh, and it is important to note that doing this does drain LP from your network. Okay, so the defensive is actually gonna auto-smelt things in the world and light enemies on fire. My. What fun. And finally, let's try the offensive. Actually, that's not... Well, yeah, that's finally because the default just resets the default. Okay, so that was just kind of a thing. So you've got full health, right? Good. Yeah, half a heart. Okay, so the environmental and the offensive don't work well with that one. Well, why don't we try frickin' self-augmenting it? So making it a self-spell, and make sure you rebind it to the new one. Actually, you probably don't need to do that. Okay, that doesn't really do anything. However, if we make it self-environmental, it's going to light the spot where you're standing on fire. And that can be kind of dangerous, because, you know, you're lighting the spot where you're standing on fire. Well, let's take... Oh, real quick, let's go over these. So, the Dampener reduces the cost of the spell, the life point cost. The Empowerer increases the, power of the spell, like the range, the radius, stuff like that. And the Augmenter increases the potency of the spell. And there's 3 different tiers of each one. with reinforced being the strongest. So let's just go with the weakest for now. So with the weakest Empowerer, you can only chain one item after it. So the thing you put in, so if you put in one of these after it, that's going to be the last piece of your spell chain. No, wait. With the unstable one, I think you can't chain one of these after it. However, you can always put one of these after it. Well, making it a little bit stronger. Now it's 3x3. Still pretty dangerous, because you're still lighting yourself on fire. Okay. Oh, that's the output. We want the, or that's the input. So, let's change that. First of all, why don't we take a Crucible of Fire. Change that there. And like so. Defensive. Okay, and then now what we've got is, if I just go, oh! That didn't work. So it's a self-augmenter with defensive on it. It might be because we're using that unstable one. The complex spell system requires a lot of manipulation. So let's try a standard spell empowerer. This one should allow you to chain things after it. Are you going to start lagging on me again? Really? Don't do this to me. Minecraft, behave. So what that should be doing is flame cloaking you. So let me try this spell independently. And the way we're going to do that is pretty easy. We're just going to change the input of that. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to go self-augmenter. And attach that to that. Bind this complex spell crystal. This should be flame cloaking the user. Kinda curious why it's not. So it's a self-augment, so it is casting on yourself. Let's try an offensive modifier. That didn't appear. Oh, there we go. Flame cloak. So now, what we should be able to do, something like that. Oh, right. Well, now we've just got a flame cloak and we've lit ourselves on fire. That's not very useful. You guys can see why this takes a little bit of experimentation. Well, why don't we do a spell that I actually already planned out? One that I developed in some of my spare time. So we're going to want Wind Generator, Offensive Spell Modifier, and then a couple of Empowerers of any kind. I like to use a lot because you're going to want to be careful with this one. And then if you activate the spell, and that's why. So have your Sigil of Earthern Protection ready. But actually, I can probably just remove that one and it won't launch me quite as fire. See, now it'll launch you out of the fire as you're casting it. Now you gotta be careful with this one in survival mode because it doesn't work quite properly. It doesn't launch you as far when you take damage. See? So it's kinda hard to use. However, it can be used as a nice quick escape if you can get around taking the damage from the fire. See, it's a little bit problematic. You guys are free to take that and work on it, and let me know if you can fix it so that it works a bit better. Like, perhaps by making the user immune to fire? That might be kind of fun. I've also been trying to figure out how to make the user immune to fall damage, but couldn't figure out how to do it for the life of me. And even just Wind Generator offensive spell modifier without the Crucible of Fire is going to be pretty fun. Now, how about another spell that I did not actually develop? However, it's still a great spell nonetheless. It's going to be the Self Augmenter again. Then we're also going to need a Wind Generator and an Ice Maker. And let's see. This should work just like this. I'll probably need to change something, though. Okay, so, first of all... Oh. See, gotta remember to bind it. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Launches you up onto a little ice pillar. It's not too bad. However, if we put a spider next to me and activate it... yeah, see. Thought I might need a little something to add to it. Ice Maker, Wind Generator. I think it's environmental. Yep, it appears so. Now when I do it, it's also going to blow any mobs standing near me away. Now, I did not invent this spell. This one was, I want to say Direwolf that invented it, but I'm Direwolf 20, but I'm not positive that he invented it. I just know that that's where I learned it from. So, obviously, we can empower the spell. Okay. And then this will blow enemies back further. So we can just be like... See, there we go. There's some potency on that blowback. So there are some really, really cool and powerful things you can do with this. And, in fact, why don't we change? Why don't we just change real quick into a melee aggregator? I'm kind of curious what this is going to do. That did all of nothing for me. That was kind of a letdown. That's a little disappointing. Okay. So yeah, these spells are really finicky. However, I wonder, what if I made this one a bound tool? What kind of bound tool would this be? So we've got the Dynamic Mace, and it's got Frost Touch 1. Let's go see what that does. And it's not got slowness on him. It's got good damage. Doesn't appear to do anything upon right click. I don't know. You would think from having wind on it, it would probably have a little knockback, but I guess not. So, it's pretty finicky. I don't know. You also gotta, by the way, shift right click to turn it back into your little complex spell crystal. So, it's a very, very, very complex thing. I think we're actually running out of time. Why don't we try one more thing? I'm kind of curious. What does this do? God, stupid lag. Just a second. Okay. Self-Augmenter. Earthformer. Defensive spell modifier. And let's go into survival. Oh. Okay. Health boost 2, heavy heart 2. I cannot jump. I literally cannot jump. Okay, so heavy heart makes you heavy. Too heavy to jump. So it's got slowness and no jumping. However, it gives you a higher defense capability. Okay. That's kind of interesting. That's better. Alright. So doing stuff like this can drastically change how things go. Just changing one tiny little thing changes the entire spell. It's a really, really complex spell system. Did that do anything? Let's go back into survival. No. Nope, no abilities that I can tell. If I just remove that. No. None. None. Okay. So, real quick. Just for the record. Harvest is in a nifty little 3x3 area, however it doesn't drop anything, and I think it destroys everything in its path. Which means this can be used to do stuff fairly quickly. However, if it happens to hit something of value, yeah. My. It's very good. Yeah, see, it just completely destroys anything in its path. And of course, adding empowerment or potency spells individually, or modifiers individually, would make this better, bigger. And actually, if we add environmental to this one, like that, and throw it, it's kind of finicky. No? Was it not environmental? It wasn't environmental. I believe, what? Offensive? Probably not. No. So which one was it? It had to have been defensive if it wasn't either of those. No? I swear it was environmental. Let me get this working. Let me try some potency and power. So if we just throw these in there. Okay. Now when we do it, there we go. So the more empowerment runes in this one, the larger a radius it has, the more potency things it has, the more blocks it can destroy per. But see, this is a good way to quickly destroy blocks and drop them. Now notice that it just kind of destroys stuff around its flight path. It doesn't always destroy what it hits. However, if you just add, say, another augmenter, it's still got the same radius. However, it's going to allow you to destroy more blocks from that radius. And this is why I grabbed infinite sand. So I could just pick all this up. Because I knew this was coming. Planning ahead. So yeah, I think that's actually all the time we have. I wasn't paying the greatest attention to the time, but it looks like it's probably about time. So thank you guys for watching. I think this is going to be the last episode. If there are updates in the mod and it adds something big, I'll release another episode. However, this is most likely going to be the last episode. So this has been the Blood Magic mod by Way of Time, and I'll be adding, and I forgot to do it when I first started uploading these, but I'll be adding links to the download for this mod in the description below. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you like me and would like to see more of my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have any neato little spells I can try out, because I really like this spell system, but it's really confusing. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.